Yes, hello. Welcome to the conversation. NBC News, I can't stand you. I think you're corrupt. You make me sick and you have nothing to offer. You should call Mona Van, your global ambassador, to show who you actually are. Direct reflection would be uneducated, low class, strange, weak, robotic, shallow. I mean, the list could go on. But let's get to the part of Trudeau and how awkward and weird that shit was. So here we are in Toronto, specifically speaking to VaynerMedia, which is located in Toronto, where Mona Van's family are supposedly living. We have a huge Persian population located in Canada because of the corruption in Canada. Canadians, this is for your information. I know some Canadians as I've done yoga practice next to Canadians. I want to let everybody know that Trudeau worked with the Middle East to learn tactics and skills to violently assault me and to try to, well, it probably was about a 30 to 40 minute session, but he could only sustain it about that long, which turned him into a spiraling mental case as he was incapable of participating in the ring of corruption, that of which Mona Van participates in, which would be Hamas and ISIS and all these terrorist companies. You call them companies. Mona Van was born into money, probably old money from the Shah. I'm not really sure her exact distinction of how she found all that money. However, there is seen in some videos weird, strange, creepy people that she calls her grandmother and her grandfather, as we saw her in Turkey in Bodrum with Gary Vaynerchuk as she wears a bikini with her shirt hanging out as she erotically looks at the camera. While she tries to imply something, it is irrelevant to the conversation, sicko. She likes to stage everything and make up lies and perform as if she's from LA because she is a child. It's very important to know that this is critical in the way we exist in the world and how she's caused demise in the Middle East. This is what people are often missing, is that this is a cultural distinction of how she's trying to destroy not only the United States of America, but also her own country and her own culture. But see, that country and culture don't really understand that's what she's doing, because that's how manipulative all this is when you commingle cultures. So she was living in LA and she learned from Heather Lamusa tactics and skills of seduction to terrorize the Middle East without them actually knowing that it was hurting their culture because it occurred a certain way and they have expectations of those people. However, they didn't really understand LA either. So she really is in no man's land. So she tried to hurt her own family for her own successes while trying to prove to them that she was something special, because she went on a show called Shahs of Sunset, while she threw her own culture under the bus. We've seen videos of her inviting Princess Nora over to her house, a political propaganda. All for the sake of her own brand and image called personal brand. While MSNBC and Pix 11 News all recorded this for everyone to see, because now there's no hiding Mona Van. This is what modern day terrorism looks like. 9/11 was airplanes into the building. Mona Van is every piece of content that she produces attached to an intent of sickness, as in today's production. She posts a white chair overlooking New York City, implying that there's something coming for you, New York City. She says to you, I have intent. New York City, I have intent on you. And then she sends a spell of shrubbery. If you can't register or understand what I just said, NBC News, to know that you have not reported the news appropriately to protect the American citizens, you have only had your own self-righteous and self-centeredness of trying to do, I don't even honestly know what you thought in your brain that you were trying to do for yourselves. So while Mona Van's producing content to show you that she's about to do something really traumatic and terrorizing to New York City, I call her out and tell you that that Middle Eastern who's not American, who is proclaiming this and proclaiming that and says she's a doctor, but has never said anything professional as a physician, as I've worked directly with physicians, threatens you, New York City, and then nobody does anything about it. Eric the mayor, where are you in all of this? Maybe Eric the mayor is too busy trying to save his own behind because the Democrats are now attacking him because he realized that they were bad people. However, he was gotten in the beginning of all of it. So while she stands there erotically looking and flipping her hair and giggling and laughing and showing off her fancy outfits and acting as if she's something when she's absolutely nothing, while she stands over there and says, look at my girlfriend, Melissa Wood, in her Q&A session, it actually tells a lot about who she is as a person. A lazy, uneducated judicial system. Where are you? Where's my American judicial system, the 12 men that sat around that table that I handed you my business card where I said, I need help because this Persian is violently assaulting me on a daily basis, and she is actually attacking New York City, Los Angeles, and other locations across this country, and nobody wanted to reach out and assist me in this process? While she produces content to specifically hurt Americans. Yes, we digress, but we are talking also about Canada because it's not only in this country, it's also located in Dubai because that's how Dubai operates to their lower level citizens. Let's not forget about Maha, who grew up in Dubai, who lies and says she was grown in America, Minnesota to be exact, but that's the lie, and also born into money, while she proclaims that she's Egyptian. Another nonsense, nasty existence of culture as she thinks she's something when she's nothing, but what we're really seeing is jealousy, which is Trudeau in a whole big case of corruption, folks of Canada. We don't want Canadian land. We don't want to be codependent. Why would you want to be codependent on Americans? You got plenty of people in your country to be self-sustaining, to keep your culture alive instead of burdening yourselves with the aggravation of an American. And you know damn well that, yes, we might occur in some aspects as the same, but Canadian culture and American culture are very different, and we've gotten along quite well for some time. And what this influencer thing did was it showed us how different we are and how we don't want to cross-contaminate, which means that most of our expensive business professionals have been doing business dirty under all of our noses for the last God knows how long. And especially with Trudeau working with the French. Reminding all of you that Mona Van erotically sat on a bed in France while she was telling everyone how wonderful she is. This is a doctor. Not really sure as NBC News how you can even allow that woman to tell you in a video of a Q&A that she now wants to be a TV journalist, because that's what she's trying to do now on Pix 11. Because she had fun reading off a script. And she loves telling everybody about her clean eat parties. See, all of this is corrupt. Everything about this is corrupt. This is not merit-based productions. These are who she knows and how much money she has to someone who doesn't have any regard for human life or other people. And my content is proof. And you, NBC, did the same thing to me as you've done to Donald Trump and the people of this country who are hardworking Americans, and they do exist because they all voted for Donald Trump. You have had enough turn abusing us, and we're not going to take it anymore. You may not like the words coming out of my mouth, but you will listen to what I'm telling you because that is democracy.